Hi everyone, what a lovely day. You can probably hear the rain on this plastic roof up here. It's days like this when I miss having George because he was my daily. At the minute I'm using the e-bike, but never mind. He will be back, I just don't know when. I've made a start. I took the sump off and had a look underneath, and I think I probably could get away with getting some new shell bearings and get the crank ground, but I think what I'm going to do is change the engine, maybe fix George's engine later if I don't use too many of the parts, but we will see as things progress. I'll also say I'm not an expert, I don't pretend to be, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And the video I put out before where I said George is dead, what should I do with him, was basically just what you guys would say. I've got no intention of getting rid of him. George is here for as long as possible, so I will be saving him. So this will be the first video, part one of saving George. Hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, today is the 13th of May 2024. I've just moved George from the top drive down to the bottom. He's still dripping oil, but it's mainly from where it's been splashed everywhere. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with him. I did put a short video out to see what you guys thought, but I have decided that I definitely need to have a look and see what I can do, because George is, well, he's got some sentimental value to me, and is my daily driver, so I definitely need to do something. So today I think what I'll do is try and find out what happened and whether I can get him unseized to fire him up, or I don't know, I might take the sump off and just see whether the big end bearings are knackered. Let's find out. I'll see what time I got and we'll find out. Rightio, we got the bonnet open. Just how I left him. I did loosen all the plugs up, so I thought we will get them out to make it a little bit easier to turn, if he's going to turn. Do you know what? That ain't burning too bad. Maybe a little bit rich, but not too bad at all really. Like I say, he was running perfect before this happened, as you guys who watch my channel would know. They're all loose, I loosened them all. Yep, they're all pretty clean. I don't think I'll be seized on the bores. Yep. As you know, George is a 950 or 948. By the looks of that, it's got a different colour head. It looks like a gold colour. It might even have been a gold seal head on that. That I don't know. Oh, look like some bits of fluff or something on that one. It's a little bit oily. We'll have to see what happens. Let's put these aside for a minute. But all in all, they don't look like they've been burning too bad. And as you can see, he's still got water in. There's no oil in the water. So I don't think the head gasket or anything's gone. That's just purely, I lost all the oil, and you heard the noise, what sounded like probably bottom end. Maybe even the shells are a bit knackered. I've got a feeling that the oil's come out here, where this pipe goes from the engine to the top of the filter. I'll tell you why. It's actually loose in there. I've got to see whether I can get a spanner and turn that nut. I've got a feeling that's come loose. Let me just get a spanner and try that. Right, what's happening here is I'm tightening it up. It gets fairly tight and then suddenly it goes loose again, like the thread has gone or something. So I'm guessing there's the problem. I thought that was going to have a hole in it, but it's not that. Right, let's see if he's still locked. I'm trying to turn it with a key, don't want to know, and that is totally locked. I can't budge it even with this on. I might try and find a long breaker bar, but to be honest I think that's just totally locked on there. I don't know what to do. I think I need to get the sump off and have a look. It's going to be the next thing to do, I think, get the sump off. I just found out that my starting handle, although it's got it in the bumper, it doesn't line up right through this grill to use a starting handle on it. Not that I don't think I'd have been able to turn it with that either, but that's the reason why I can't try it with that. Which is strange. What's annoying is I did just sort out all the oil leaks on George. He never had any oil leaks. I was really pleased about that. He just had the normal little drip from the back now and then, but the actual sump I'd cured, so that's a bugger. And obviously because he don't start now, I need to get him up so I can get under and get that sump off. So leave it with me a minute. I'll get a jack out, jack it up, get some axle stands under or something so I can get the sump off. Well, I managed to jack it up and shove under the wheel ramps. I've got chocks under the back wheel so it ain't going to roll forward. Normally I'll do that as well, so it couldn't, even if I wanted to. Right, let's have a quick look underneath. There's a little bit of oil on the gearbox, so I will check the oil in that at one point, but to worry about what we're doing now. You can see I've just wiped off some of the oil off his tyre. The oil is sprayed along underneath, which is not a bad thing actually. Could do with a bit of oil and stuff. There's a couple of places there I'm going to need to get the welder out again, but not immediate. It's not going to collapse, that's the main thing. This has been repaired before. I may have even done that, can't remember. But that's gone all dry. That needs to be something on it. But I guess what I'm going to have to do is have this sump off again. So, like I say, fixed the oil leak, and now this has happened. I think if I get any oil, I will put on this bits of chassis just to keep it all out of the way. Right, so I've been happily wheeling all these bolts out of here. I've got 4 left and 1 washer. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. I'm now thinking there might still be a little bit of oil in here from where the strainer sits, but ain't going to be much, is it? Or am I going to get covered in oil? I don't think there'll be a lot. There'll be a little bit, won't there? So do I bother to undo this drain plug and get it out at this point, or do I carry on and take the bolts out? Which is the most daring? Yep, carry on, isn't it? Yeah, let's do it. Took every single bolt out of that sump. They're all in there, and it hasn't fell off. Obviously the gunk we put on the sealer has kept it sealed. Yeah, I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way and then we'll give that a tap and see what happens. It's got to have some oil in, but I don't think there's a lot. We'll see any second now. So I'll just put another rag underneath the car, move the stuff out, the bolts, bits and pieces out of the way. So now that sump is ready to come off. There's going to be some oil in it. Not sure what's going to happen, so Let's put the camera somewhere, see where I can put it. How about that, guys? Don't know if you can see or not. Wow, that has got it good. Have I missed a bolt? Check all round. Don't think so. Well, that seal is good. Didn't need any bolts. Just piece of wood. Blimey. Here it comes. Here it comes, guys. There we go. Ta-da. Oh, there's some oil dripping from the strainer. So there was still oil at the bottom of the strainer, but not enough to bring it up. We'll have a closer look in a second. We'll just take my glove off and we'll put oil all over the camera. Let's have a closer look. You can see that oil dripping there from the strainer. That's the trouble now, because it's got a little bit windy and I don't want it to get everywhere. So yeah, I'm just going to find something to give it a good wipe down. Right, I've just wiped that strainer. Obviously the oil had ran back down while it's been sat and gone back in the sump. So there is a bit of oil and it's got a baffle in it, so some was at the front but hardly anything at the back, look, which is where the strainer would have been, because the car's normally slanted back a little touch. But something I've noticed straight away is, if you can see on here where the oil is on here, but you look towards the back there, let's get my light, can you see that, where it's completely dry? I wouldn't have thought that would have been normal, would you? You'd have thought with that spinning that would have had oil on it, so I'm guessing that that end one, it's got really hot, and that's why that's seized on that end piece. Looking up into the engine through the bottom, you can see the cam, the bottoms of the pistons. Yeah, I've got a feeling that it's going to be, this end one was seized. From what I can see so far, I'll probably see something else in a minute what I haven't noticed. It's normally what happens. You don't notice stuff. But just by quickly looking at it, I can't turn the engine over because it won't turn. But it just seems strange that there on that shaft is completely dry. I'm sure you can see it. So that must be where it's got really hot, dried up all the oil and seized. That's what I'm guessing. So if I loosen those two nuts on that last cylinder, number 4, will that then turn? Is it just that one where there's a problem? Right, let's go have a little look at that. I'll let you know what I find out. So I've undone this bottom of this connecting rod. You can see the shell there is grooved well, but I've seen worse. so it's obviously run dry on that one. These may be worse because I still can't move the engine. If you can see here, problem is now the bolt has snapped. This bolt here in the connecting rod has snapped, probably because it's overheated. Yeah, I was trying to undo it and it just snapped. The other one came out not too bad, but that one is broken. But I can push the piston up the bore. Look, there's no plugs in it, so now if that one was seized, well, it's very rough. I can feel it through this glove. That's quite rough. Then really this engine should turn now, shouldn't it? But it won't. It's probably dry in this end bearing as well. Might even be all of them had overheated and got stuck. I've got a feeling that's that end one. So that journal would need re-grinding. If anything, it's a bit damaged at the edge as well by the what I can see from here. I don't know if you can see it's scored a bit. And like I say, you can see where it's totally dry, where it's burnt the oil off. What a shame, eh? All because that oil feed pipe has come loose and blew the oil out. Like I say, if I'd have been on a different road, I may have been able to stop quicker. Damage is done. I probably could repair this engine, but it's going to cost. I ain't got the money. I was hoping that I could get away with just putting a shell bearing in it, but without having it reground, I don't think that would be much cop anyway. But I wanted to find out what had happened. What I think I'll do is I'll see if I can get it to turn now with a starter. I'll just jab it and just see if that'll move, or whether it's still seized. Be interesting to find out. So I've released number one. Obviously there's a bit of play there now because it's not bolted, but still oil there, and that's not seized. And that is lovely and smooth compared with number 4. See if I can get to these to release those. That feels like there's no play, nor there. And then we'll see what happens. Now I can move that piston up the bore. Quite easily. We'll just release the other two, just so as we can see. Right, so I took number 4 off, which is bird, needs grinding, also snapped con rod bolt. Number 1, smooth as a baby's, what's name, that's fine. Number 3 I haven't bothered because I've just took number 2 off, and look, I can now turn it. And that one is scored as well, so I'd probably seized on 2 and 4 by the looks. Don't see much movement there. Whether I could get that crank out have it reground, but it ain't worth it. It's just going to cost money, and then, like I say, but if I pick another engine up with the bottom okay, I can put the head and off this, because I know that's fine. Well, it was fine. I've had a look, and I found a couple of engines. I found one about 20 miles away. Trouble is, I found more than one actually. I found 2 or 3. They want between 150 to 200 quid, and everyone will say the same thing. That's for rebuilding. So if I'm going to rebuild an engine, I'd rebuild this. But I don't want to spend the money I haven't got anyway. So what do? Just such a pity. I put a little video up this morning saying what should I do with George, and before I even done this, I thought what I'll do is I'll keep a lookout for some cheap engine what I know I have a good bottom end, and then maybe put the top end of George on it. But someone said this morning, one of the subscribers has mentioned they've got an engine they said I can have. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than waste money on this one, I think I might try and take them up on the offer and contact them and see what they say. I'd be very kind if that's true. Depend where it is though. It might be the other side of the world yet. I'm not sure, because there's a lot of people what says things but don't mean it. So I don't know. But my option is now, if not, is to organise and get another engine. I'll just keep looking until I can find one cheap enough, and hopefully the bottom end's okay. I think what I'm going to do now is, well, like I say, now it's freed up, is leave it like this. I think I'll just pop the sump back on, have a tidy up, and think about what I'm going to do next. Think about what to do next, engine wise. Rightio guys, so I put the bottom end back together. I haven't done it all up tight or anything, just enough so I can put the sump back on, which I'll put on with 2 or 3 bolts, like 6 I should think. Right, so I've started dismantling what I need to take off to remove this engine, because the way forward is going to be another engine. Like I say, I don't know which engine or what yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I do. At the moment, I've took off the air filter, one of the cables from the carburetor, I've took off the starter motor, I've took out the distributor, which is down there. I'm going to have to call it a day now, because work will be soon. I need to have a little bit of a wind down and have a shower, because you get dirty doing these jobs. But at least we know where we are now. Need to drop the water out, take the bumper off, disconnect the exhaust, take the carburetor off. I don't know if I get another engine what I'll get with it, so I'll probably have to reuse all my bits and bobs, which I don't mind doing. Probably use my alternator, my carburetor. Might even have to use the manifolds. Like I say, I won't know until I pick another one up, but I'm making a start. Well, we're starting to dismantle the engine. My time has run out for today. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do anything tomorrow, because the weather's not looking good. I need to find out where I'm going to get another engine. I will try the guy who contacted us and see if that's all good. If not, I'll have to find one from somewhere. But that's the plan. We're going to save George. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. and like and share. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.